Hello folks, this is Sula speaking with another one of my old re-uploaded videos for League of Legends. This is yet another tournament game featuring the official ButtonMasherz team. I promise that we'll be done with these eventually. This time matched up against a team named DGOD. I don't think the ButtonMasherz were taking this opponent too seriously because they played both Teemo and Poppy when those champs were definitely not in the meta. This video was originally recorded on August 11th, 2011. Enjoy!
Hello again, folks. This is Sula speaking. You're listening to another game for League of Legends. This is taken from a tournament known as the Go for LOL number 23. This was played the first week of August. This is a game featuring the ButtonMasherz team, and they are matched up against another team known as DGOD. So on the bottom side of the screen, in purple, we have the ButtonMasherz team. We have Cheesy Fries playing as Annie, Gun Crazed playing as Nocturne, Chris H playing as Poppy, Funky Butt Lover playing as Soraka, and Dark Cloud playing as Teemo. On the top side of the screen, in blue, we have the team known as DGOD, and they have L. Peter playing as Master Yi, Carlosaur playing as Sona, Evo Zapdos playing as Ashe, Jhoist777 playing as... where is it? I just lost it. Playing as Swain, and Dwarven playing as Singed. So here's the two sides, and their starting items as they're revealed by the clairvoyances on each side. Now, a couple unusual things about this match that I noticed right away is we have some unusual champion lineups coming in from both sides. We have some champions that you usually don't see very much in competitive play. One is being played by Chris H, the Poppy player here. You just don't see Poppy played that much at sort of the high-tier competitive level play, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Teemo, you also don't see that often anymore. Dark Cloud is playing Teemo in this particular game. You don't see Teemo get too much play, so like I said, interesting champs. I'll be curious to see how that plays out in this particular game. I haven't seen Chris H play with the ButtonMasherz before. Usually they have a different lineup, so this is the first time I've seen Chris H. He might just be a really good Poppy player, and he wanted to play as Poppy in this game. So we'll keep an eye on that. It'll be interesting. As far as DGOD, they also have a bit of an interesting lineup. You don't see Master Yi very much in competitive play either. He's sort of a champion that is often considered to be outclassed by other champions. Strello is about the only person who plays Master Yi. Normally played as a jungle, just as he's being played here in this match, but you don't see a whole lot of Yis, so this is going to be interesting to see as well. Also, notice that DGOD has both Swain and Singed on their lineup. Both of these are pretty common champions to see, but usually you'll have either Swain or Singed. You won't see both of them. So, for example, you might see, it's very common for Singed to go to top lane, or for Swain to go to top lane, but not having both champs in the same game. Normally you want one burst caster, that is someone who does a lot of damage real fast, you know, like Annie, like Cheesy Fries is playing. So you usually want to have at least one champ like that, and so DGOD isn't going to have that. So like I said, interesting lineups, unusual lineups. Looks like Gun Crazed is going to steal the Wraiths here for DGOD, so getting a little early counter jungling. Chris H looks like I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's in a little bit of a dangerous position. I guess he's trying to pick off somebody as they came down from blue buff, from the other team's blue buff. I think that's what he was going for, but he was kind of running around in the other team's jungle. And looks like there are other members of the team DGOD right here. I see Singed, I see Swain running around. So it looks like they went and did the blue buff of the ButtonMasherz initially. Gonna juke that particular binding from Swain, but Chris H is in the middle of the entire team, and I don't think he's gonna make it out of this. And no, that is indeed going to be first blood, going to Evo Zapdos, the Ashe player. So that was not a good first blood for the ButtonMasherz. Gonna be behind. It looks like the whole team was right here at the blue buff. The whole team for DGOD was right there. It looks like they took that blue at the beginning, and then Chris H accidentally walked into them when he was heading back from running through the enemy team's jungle. So that didn't go all that well. I'm surprised that they never clairvoyanced right here. Checking the enemy team's blue and then your own blue if you don't see them there. If you're not protecting your own jungle, pretty common, but I guess that just missed that. Anyway, we'll go through, look at the laning matchups. One disadvantage for Team DGOD going and getting that first blood was that Dark Cloud was able to sit up here on top and farm for a bit, so he's going to be ahead of Dwarven in the early going. Anyway, I'm going to take us through the laning matchups as I usually do. Dark Cloud playing Teemo up here in top lane for the ButtonMasherz. Started with boots and 1 health pot. I feel like he has to have 3. I wonder if this is something buggy with the replay. Anyway, up against Dwarven, the Singed player, also has boots and 3 health pots, I think. Maybe he already used some. Anyway, here in mid, Cheesy Fries is playing Annie, also has boots and 3 health pots. Jhoist is matched up against him. also has boots and 3 health pots. It's showing 1, but I have to imagine he has more than that. Getting in some harass back and forth here. Ignite going on to J-Hoist there. So it looks like it's just boots and health pots all around here, everybody buying them. Meanwhile, down here in bottom lane, Funky Butt Lover playing support Soraka, and the replay is from his point of view, so we only get the health bars where he's looking on the screen. Has started Doran's Ring, which is a little unusual, but I've seen it on Soraka more so than other supports. Chris H also has, guess what, boots and 3 health pots, so a very common starting items for this game. Meanwhile, on the other side, Evo Zapdos has started with a Doran's Blade, pretty common for Ashe, and then for the rest of his item, Carlosaur, the Sona player, has a bunch of support stuff, Fairy Charm, wards, and pots. So, and then as far as the 2 junglers, Guncrazed is jungling as Nocturne, started with, I think, Vampiric Scepter, and has now picked up some other stuff, and then the Yi player on the other team is El Peter, and it looks like he started with a longsword, either a longsword or cloth armor, and he's building that into Madrid's Razor, presumably. Usually the first item that people get on Master Yi and then turn that into a Wriggles. So far, not too much going on since that first blood. We'll try to go around, keep an eye on the different lanes, keep an eye on what's going on. This is the most unusual lane down here in bottom, just because we have Poppy in this lane. Poppy is usually played as sort of an assassination type champ. That is, she's very good at using her ult, becoming immune to damage against all but one player, then racing in and trying to kill a particularly squishy or important target on the other team, like Poppy will use her ult and then run in and kill Ashe or run in and kill Sona. So can be very strong if played correctly. Also sometimes can get farmed out of the game, so there's a real danger of that happening, particularly in this bottom lane. So a bit of a tough lane here just because they don't have a traditional ranged attack damage carry on the part of the ButtonMasherz, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, how Chris H chooses to play it. Anyway, in the rest of the game, we're going to go through, I guess I'll go ahead and take a look at what the farming stats look like, because not too much is going on at this point in time. Both Dark Cloud and Cheesy Fries are pushed up pretty aggressively in their lanes, which suggests that they're doing well, suggests that they're winning in their lanes thus far. So let's try to check on that. Let's see, up here, Dark Cloud 30 minion kills against 4 for Singed. What is this Singed player doing? 4 minion kills. Uh-oh. That's bad news for Team DGOD. I don't know what is going on up there. I guess he's just kind of being zoned out by Teemo, but that, as Singed, that really shouldn't be happening. Anyway, here in mid, Cheesy Fries, let's see, playing as Annie, 33 minion kills against 19 for J-Hoist. So Cheesy Fries comfortably winning that middle lane so far as well. Meanwhile, down in bottom lane, let's see if we can get the numbers here. Chris H on 29 minion kills, Evo Zapdos 36. So Ashe is a little bit ahead in that lane. Not too much of a difference thus far, but still relatively close. Dark Cloud looks like he's at 6, is going to put down those adorable little satellite dishes, and in order to protect himself from ganks. And here comes one. El Peter going to run it. Looks like Dwarven stepped on the mushroom, though. And here comes Guncrazed going to try to counter gank that. Ignite coming in on El Peter, and he's going to go down there. Exhaust not going to be enough. Can they chase down Dwarven? No, it doesn't look like it. He is Singed. Looks like he's going to be able to race back to the safety of his tower. But they were able to get a kill there. Looked like the Singed player, what's his name, Dwarven, stepped on that Teemo mushroom, was slowed, and then Master Yi got counter ganked there. So Yi trying to come in, then Guncrazed was able to be there to follow it up with his Dust Trail, with the Fear Effect, and together with Dark Cloud, they're able to burst him down. Also helpful, now Dark Cloud has blue buff, so he's going to be able to spam mushrooms in lane, spam his blinding shot, or whatever it's called. So evening up the match at 1 kills apiece for both the ButtonMasherz and DGOD there. One thing I did notice is Master Yi, I saw the exhaust come out, so Master Yi has an exhaust on his side. Now that does mean that his jungle ganks are going to be stronger. That is, when he comes out of the jungle and tries to kill people, because he has exhaust, it's going to be easier to get kills. But because he has no flash, no ghost, no cleanse, it also means that he's going to be very vulnerable himself. That is, he has no escapability whatsoever. Remember, he has smite as a jungler as his other summoner. So no escapability means it's going to be awful tough for him. That is the one big weakness of Master Yi. He tends to get wrecked by crowd control. When he pops his ultimate, he is immune to slowing effects, but stuns he has no protection against. So that could be an issue as this game goes along. Oftentimes you'll see if Master Yi gets underfarmed or he has struggles in the game, he can just be in a position where he's too weak to do anything, where he just gets stunned as soon as the fight starts, and then he can't do anything, bring anything to the team. So I don't know if that will happen in this game. I actually have not seen this game through yet, haven't looked at the replay. But at least Master Yi is a really cool lightsaber, so he does have that going for him there. Anyway, since that last play, so the match is evened up 1 kill to 1. Not too much else going on here so far. Most of the lanes just farming back and forth, just typical laning. It looks like Dark Cloud is still having a lot of success up here. In terms of items, Dark Cloud has gone back to base. He's picked up a Wriggles Lantern, so he is going to be pretty strong. Going to have the advantage here in lane. Oh, meanwhile, ganking mid here. Sorry I missed that. Looks like Guncraze setting up there in mid. Here comes the arrow out on the Cheesy Fries there. Going to be a little late. Looks like the Ashe player fired that from Fountain, but that was a case where they initiated with Tibbers. Guncrazed was over here, came in behind, and it's really hard to survive the burst when you have both Annie Tibbers stun and then a Nocturne coming in. Although I didn't see Guncraze use the actual ult from Nocturne, so it looks like he still has that saved. Yeah, still has the Nocturne ult, but they were able to get that kill nonetheless. Anyways, I was saying Dark Cloud has gone back to base. He has picked up Wriggles, so going to be pretty strong in this lane. Dwarven only has a red crystal, so he has basically nothing in terms of items. Currently, the score is 73-19 in minion kills in top lane, so that is just an absolute destruction in top lane. Dark Cloud is killing the Singed player, Dwarven, up there. I don't know why Singed is so far behind. I realized he was behind early on because he was down here in that level 1 fight, but shouldn't be that far behind. Anyway, Cheesy Fries has picked up Catalyst the Protector. J-Hoist, the Swain player, has Ruby and Sapphire Crystal, so he's also building Catalyst a little bit behind there. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Evo Zapdos has picked up Berserker Greaves and Double Dorans. Pretty standard items there for an attack damage carry. Pretty standard stuff. Now, it looks like Chris H went back and bought in reaction to Ashe buying right there. He has picked up the Sheen, has picked up a Ruby Crystal, probably going to be building Trinity Force. Funky Butt Lover has picked up Heart of Gold here. They are going to go for this dragon. This is a bit risky. Yeah, right there, a Hawk Shot coming in from Ashe, so I don't know if they want to continue doing this. The other team, DGOD, does know that they're there. Here comes Carlosaur coming in, and it looks like Swain's coming over from mid. There comes Evo Zapdos. So yeah, it looks like ButtonMasherz is going to back off. Annie was not there. A little bit risky. In any case, going to go back to farming bottom lane at this point, but Nocturne's still hanging around, so it looks like Guncrazed wants more Ravenblood, wants to get Swain again in middle lane, so I'm going to keep the focus here, going to watch to see what happens. Swain pushing forward pretty aggressively, so J-Hoist in a little bit of danger. They just need Cheesy Fries to cycle through his spell progression, get up to a stun. He does have the Sork Shoes now, so any minute now it looks like he's going to want to go in there and engage. Right there, picking the fight. Here comes the Tibber stun. There's Nocturne, and let's see, right there, there's the flash coming out from J-Hoist, but flash for flash, is he going to make it out? No. Guncrazed is going to chase him down, and he's going to score a second kill there in mid with Cheesy Fries scoring the assist. So that's 2 times now they've ganked. Meanwhile, up in top lane, a gank coming out at the same time. Yi went after Dark Cloud in top lane, but he was able to skedaddle out of there on little astronaut Teemo legs. Just managed to make it out. It looked like he was on about 200 health. Didn't even get a Soraka Wish ult. That was still in the back pocket of the ButtonMasherz if they needed to use it. So Dark Cloud able to survive. Master Yi, the Yi player, L. Peter, doing what he needed to do, which is go back and help that top lane when they're in trouble. Anyway, now there's a fight coming out down here in mid. Chris H going after Carlosaur. But, can he maybe charge Ashe into the wall? Looks like he's not going to go for it. And there comes the Hawk Shot, so going to back out. Yeah, anyway, Singed is so far behind that he needs his jungler to come and help him out. That's what was going on there. Still 95-28. What is Singed doing in this game? Singed should be able to farm much better than this. I don't know why he's still only on 30 minion kills. He should be able to farm better than that with poison, if nothing else. Singed is such a great farmer. Anyway, here comes Guncrazed. Has double buff. Looks like they're setting up for a fight here in top. Let's see if we get that. There's the Dust Trail. There's the Fear Effect. Are they going to be able to get this? There's the Fear, and indeed going to polish it off with Dark Cloud getting the kill and Guncrazed getting the assist. So nicely done there. They must not have a ward on the part of DGOD. You'd think that they would. Anyway, Chris H has popped Poppy ult, but he is running his ultimate there. Went in for a fight. Is run out of mana though, so it looks like he needs to escape. If Zapdos has his arrow up, they might be able to go for a kill down here as well. But I guess they're not going to. Looks like Chris H and Funky Butt Lover have managed to get back to safety. Anyway, Guncrazed, Dark Cloud look like they're going to take down that tower. There it goes. So first tower of the match to the ButtonMasherz. First dragon still has not been taken yet, so that's the first global gold benefit we've seen go down in this game so far. Anyway, Cheesy Fry should be ahead here in mid, but J-Hoist is going in, and there's the 2 ignites on both sides. Who's going to survive? And J-Hoist is going to get that kill, but here comes Guncrazed trying to clean this up. Going to pop that Nocturne ult, and he's going to clean this up, so it goes 1 for 1 between the two there. Nice job there. Annie did lose the fight. Cheesy Fries did lose that fight in mid, but that's why Nocturne has that semi-global ultimate able to come in there. Oh, it looks like DGOD took Dragon at some point in time, probably while they were up in top lane. That would be my guess. While Guncraze was up in top lane would be my guess, is when they probably did that. So nice move on the part of DGOD. Taking the first Dragon will help them out in the match, since they're kind of losing in most of the other metrics that you'd measure performance. Anyway, Dark Cloud engaging on Dwarven right now. Just kiting him backwards. Remember, there's no tower here. Singe lost that. Dark Cloud just continuing to shoot, but looks like Dwarven is going to manage to make it out. Meanwhile, Guncraze, oh, look at this. Guncraze going to sneak in after taking down mid. Can he finish this off? There's the fear effect. How much health does Dwarven actually have? I wish we knew. And going to get that kill. So Guncraze just everywhere on the map, everywhere he goes, making nice plays. And now going to try to steal this blue buff here. So anyway, that was all set up due to the fact that this tower was down. The fact that those two towers were down was what allowed the ButtonMasherz to roam free and enter the jungle. Anyway, it looks like Peter is going to back Guncrazed off, not going to be able to take this blue buff. Or maybe he will if he can releash. Very risky here. A lot of members of DGOD in the area. If they're going to make this a play for this, they have to be very careful. But Dark Cloud has now come down to help, and Peter might be in deep trouble. They really want to get this on Cheesy Fries here. They want to get it on Annie if at all possible. Just needs one more hit, and there we go. Going to get it with that Annie auto attack. So yes, they are in fact going to be able to take that blue. It looks like DGOD was not interested in fighting for it. Alright, so a lot of action recently, but looks like we can now back up a little bit, look at the overall big picture. So Dark Cloud has just absolutely crushed this top lane, 120 to 42. He has just beaten the living daylights out of this poor Singe player, who is so far behind, so underfarmed. All he has is Merc Treads and Heart of Gold. Looks like he actually sold that Ruby Crystal that he had, not even going to build Catalyst now. Not a good sign. He needs to sit in that top lane and farm for a while just to be useful at all in this game, or he won't be, when he's so underfarmed, he won't even be able to do anything useful in this game. Meanwhile, in other lanes, let's see. Oh, Cheesy Fries coming in here, coming from behind, going to get off a great flank. Here he goes. He has his stun up. Somebody is going to die right here, and it looks like it's going to be Evo Zapdos. There we go. Sona ult not going to be enough. As soon as Cheesy Fries got into this position, that meant somebody was going to die unless he just missed his ultimate horribly, and it looks like they picked Ashe. The correct target to prioritize is Sona is not as important as killing Ashe. So nice job there. Cheesy Fries has Catalyst. Looks like he has most of a Rod of Ages there, along with Sorcerer's Shoes. Chris H has, he's building towards Trinity. We'll probably get it on his next trip back. Meanwhile, Guncraze circling around here, wants to dive this Sona. You know he wants to dive so badly, but uh-oh, Swain is there as well. And as well as one other champion. So actually, and Master Yi's there too. So 4-on-3 down here in bottom lane. They probably should not dive this at the tower. They probably should just back out of this, even though they do have minions here. Just not safe. The ButtonMasherz are pretty far ahead. But anyway, going to go in and look at that burst from Chris H. Just going to burst down Peter. Together, Annie and Poppy just combining to destroy the Ashe player so quickly. There's the teleport coming in, so they're going to have another player down here, but in the meantime, Dark Cloud going to push that top lane, going to split push here. There's the Swain Binding, going to flash out of that Swain Binding. Chris H juking here. Meanwhile, Guncraze running around. Looks like he managed to make his escape, and everyone is going to get out, it looks like. So nice play on the part of the ButtonMasherz, escaping that team fight, and the whole time that's going on, lovable little Teemo is firing away with his laser, taking down these towers. Anyway, team fight going on back here. Looks like ButtonMasherz have gone in and re-engaged here. There's the Annie Tibbers ult hitting a lot of people on the part of DGOD. Now the chase is on. Guncrazed has been exhausted, but everybody is very low, and now Chris H can charge into somebody, go after somebody of his choice here, but that tower is still there, and he's going to choose to burst down Carlosaur. Is he going to be able to make it out? Looks like he is going to make it out. Meanwhile, Peter going down as well elsewhere on the map, and now Dwarven is stuck by himself in a hopeless position. And yeah, there he goes. With Guncraze tanking that tower, Chris H will be okay to make it out. Yeah, the Master Yi, Peter actually died over here. Couldn't see that. So Dark Cloud just still pushing, still in top, still running around, still firing away at that tower with his little astronaut laser. Oh, isn't he cute? We can actually rotate the screen because this is a replay. You can't do this while you're playing live, but you can on a replay. Isn't that fun to watch? Anyway, in the meantime, the rest of the ButtonMasherz is taking down this bottom tower, and this game is all but over already, even though we're only at the 18-minute mark here. ButtonMasherz just have so much global gold. Are they going to be able to chase down Dark Cloud here? He does have his move quick, but oh, flashing out of the way of the Ashe arrow. So pro from Dark Cloud, and it looks like he is going to make his escape. Very nicely done. So major props to Dark Cloud there. He probably has a ton of gold that he hasn't even spent yet, and now it's just going to mushroom up the enemy team's jungle, dropping his ward at their blue buff. It's still stealing their jungle, taking wolves. Look at this jungle. Look how they have vision of the entire jungle due to mushrooms and wards all over the place. So really nicely done. And now Dark Cloud wants to fight again. He wants to continue fighting that poor Swain player who's just so far behind. Or not Swain, the Singe player. Anyway, over here, Guncraze has burst down Yi, and now you're starting to see what happens when Yi gets out-farmed in the game. He's just too far behind. All he has is Wriggles, and he just melts to any kind of crowd control, like that Nocturne Fear. So just too far behind. Meanwhile, Guncrazed as Nocturne 406 has the Wriggles. He probably has a lot of gold to spend. I'd expect him to go back and buy something. In fact, all the ButtonMasherz players really should probably just go back and buy. Down here, Funky Butt Lover in a lot of trouble. He's being slowed by Ashe. He needs somebody to come in and help him. He can heal himself, but I still don't think he's going to make it out. He's going to flash, so at least he got Ashe to use her flash, if nothing else. Still healing himself. Look how long this chase is taking. So Funky Butt Lover is going to die, but notice what he's given time, giving Chris H time to go in. There comes the Poppy ult on Ashe. Now Cheesy Fries has shown up as well. There's the Annie, Tibbers ult, and Carlosaur not going to make it out either. So there's 2 kills. So 2 for 1. Again, that long, slow chase was what allowed the ButtonMasherz to turn that into a double kill. So, gotta kill, son. So that dragging it out for all that time was probably worth it in the end, and forcing Ashe. If you notice, Ashe also used her flash in the chase, so Ashe couldn't flash away. I heard you guys need a new Ashe. Anyway, has picked up now cooldown boots on Soraka. Meanwhile, rest of the ButtonMasherz doing the dragon again, since it's pretty free for them to take. Trinity Force has come in on Chris H. Cheesy Fries has not bought in some time. Dark Cloud, has he gone back? No, Dark Cloud also has not bought in ages, so he really should go back and buy at some point in time. But is content, I guess, to just keep farming up here. On the overall stats, ButtonMasherz, yeah, Dark Cloud has just out-farmed everyone in this game by a ridiculous degree. He only has 3 kills. Oh, gonna surrender right there. So that's gonna be it. 20-minute surrender in a tournament game. Do my eyes deceive me? You almost never see this, but it looks like DGOD just wanted no further part of this game. Wow, surrender at 20 minutes in a tournament game. So this one was convincing, and they didn't even stick it out to play around to the finish. Well, this one was just over so fast, it really caught me by surprise. I was not expecting a straight surrender at 20 in a tournament game like this, but it looks like DGOD just felt like they had no chance to win this game. Now, to be fair, do I think they had a chance to win this game? Well, no, actually, I really don't think they did either, but at the same time, if I were playing in a tournament, I think I would at least play it out to the finish, just in case the other team just started making silly mistakes or something. But in any case, this one's going to be over right here. This game really wasn't close at all. You can probably tell that just by looking at 15-3 in the kill score, but the farming stats really tell the difference too. Dark Cloud just absolutely annihilated his lane against that Swain, I keep saying Swain, against that Singe player, 191-62. He pushed over both of the towers top. He would really needed to go back and buy. I think he was sitting on a couple thousand gold. He would have been even stronger, but he had Wriggles and Wit's End, and he just pushed. And he was able to escape every time they tried to gank him, so he just never died. In the other lanes, Cheesy Fries and Guncrazed combined to win that middle lane. I thought that J-Hoist was doing fine on his own, but then when Guncrazed started coming in with the Nocturne ganks, that really swung the lane in favor of the ButtonMasherz there. And in bottom lane, Chris H held his own along with Funky Butt Lover. I still think that the Ashe Sona is stronger in that matchup, at least early on. Now, once Poppy gets Trinity Force, it might be a different story. But early on, that lane is, I think, in favor of the Ashe Sona combination, and Chris H was able to hold that with no real problem. So overall, strong game for the ButtonMasherz. They won this one going away, you'd have to say, since it was a 20-minute surrender. So they'll take this one and move on to the next round. This was round 3 in this Go for Law Cup. In the previous game that the ButtonMasherz played, they defeated a team known as Blood Sisterhood. That means that they will be moving on to the quarterfinals, and we'll have that match as well. So check it out if you want to keep following this series. Until next time, take care, guys, and have fun. See you later.